is Las Vegas Vantage with your host, Rocky Dickerson.
Hi, I'm Rocky Dickerson with Realty One Group. Welcome to Las Vegas Vantage. Here at Las Vegas Vantage, we cover not just about the real estate in Las Vegas. More importantly, we talk about the community, the people that make up Las Vegas, and why this is such a great place to live in. Now, today I have a very special guest with us. We are talking with Pastor Jayne Post. Now, Jayne Post is someone very near and dear to my heart, and we'll get into that in just a little bit, but she's here with us today from Sin City Church. Thank you for being with us today, Jayne.
I am so glad to be here today, Rocky. Good to see you. Great
to see you as well. So as I talk about Jayne, I gotta get a little bit personal here. There was a long period in my life where, to be honest, I actually did not like Christians because my only experience with Christians is that they were the people that would beat you up with their Bible verses. And so I felt like I was unworthy in their presence. And then I actually came to accept Christ, but I was kind of in the closet, as it were, because I didn't want to be associated with those folks. And then there was a tipping point one day where someone said, you need to talk to Jayne Post. And I did. And Jayne made me feel accepted. She set me on a pathway where I really came to know what it meant to be a part of the Christian community. And so for her, that's the real reason that I came out of the closet. That's the real reason I became baptized, why I eventually became a chaplain. So all of these things are thanks to the acceptance and grace of Jayne Post. And Jayne, I've got to segue off of that. I see this a lot where people think, well, I need to get my act together before I go to church. What do you say to people that are hesitating from going to church because of something like that?
I think if they listen to the words of Jesus and not just the words of religious people who don't have a secure relationship with Christ, they would hear words like Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." You know, he's the great physician. It's Jesus that does the miracles and the wonderful work in our life. What happens is the virtue we receive from Christ, you know, our lives are transformed. We become born again. We're no longer the person we used to be. We start doing better. We start feeling better. And then we think it's ourselves. And so we grab onto that virtue, and then we start to become like a Pharisee. We start judging others based on what they're doing or not doing. And what we have to remember, and Brendan Manning said it in the Ragamuffin Gospel, I'm just one beggar who found bread, leading other beggars to the bread. And if you become prideful in your faith, you are an abomination. You're a stench. You know, you're to be a sweet smelling sacrifice to the Lord. And what that is to accept everyone because he accepted you. So there is no measurement of who I'm going to accept or not accept based on who they are. It's not in the Bible, and it's not there. There's not one sin that is unforgivable that I've found except for denying Christ. So all those other things that people have been a part of, or if their hearts are hard or they need healing, they just need people to listen and love them. And that's why at Sin City Church, we say we make disciples by loving people to a new life in Christ.
Well, there you go. I think it's something that's a misperception that, you know, you have to be the certain type of person before you welcome them in church. But like you said, it's not really the path that Christ asks of us. You know, we can come there as we're broken. We can come there as we're not perfect, because quite honestly, none of us are ever going to be perfect. Yeah. So let me ask you, what do you find is kind of unique about the churches here in Las Vegas?
I think people know in Las Vegas that you come as you are. There's not this kind of overarching denomination that has taken over the city, and people come as they are wherever they are here in town. And so I think that just would play out with a church. When they're ready to go, they're ready to go. They might be afraid. They might feel judgment. There is a spiritual battle going on. So there's a little bit of that. But I think once they enter into the church at Las Vegas, they're surprised at how tender and loving and good it is. I mean, they're expecting something else, I think. And so I'm glad that we exceed their expectations, and I'm glad that people are still seeking.
Now, one thing that I find interesting is, let's face it, these days, we all lead very busy, hectic lives, especially if you got kids. And the churches here in Las Vegas are very accommodating. They've got different times for services, but even more, they're streaming the services now. Is that correct?
Absolutely. If anything, during COVID, possibly many churches began streaming prior, and others were just getting into that, genre. And we had plans to do that prior to COVID, and it just kind of pushed us into that strata. And we've been streaming ever since. So it pushed us into the digital age, the 21st century. And, for shut-ins, for people who, out of town, or people that are busy on a weekend, kids in sports, whatever it is, they can stream, they can watch. And our website, sincitychurch.com, you can see it. We're on YouTube. I mean, we're using all the tools that we need to use to make sure people have access and the ability to attend. Now, that I would encourage people that are attending online to actually be a part of a community, because it's the family of God, and that's where I've grown. I've been in small groups and been with people in community. That's how I grow the best. We had a girl, Jessica, who'd been attending online now for a year and a half, flew into Vegas, and we baptized her on Sunday. She's only been online. So that is the fruit of God's work on the internet.
That's great. Fantastic. Now, I understand that you had an interesting story at a recent church conference with the perception they had about churches here in Las Vegas.
Yes. I co-senior pastor Sin City Church with Rhonda Baker, and we were at a stewardship conference. This was a few years ago. And we had, when we say we're from Las Vegas, people, actually gasp, what? There's a church in Las Vegas? Yeah, there's many. There's 500 churches in Las Vegas if you look it up. And we're not just a chapel where you do the drive-through wedding either. We're actually a non-denominational church. And, he's stunned. He's looking at us. I think he was from England. And then Rhonda quipped in, yeah, we're a church in Las Vegas. And we had been a new church plant. And he said, so what's it like at your church? And then Rhonda doesn't miss a beat. And she says, well, we have slot machines in the lobby. That's the only thing I think would be different. And he just stared, and we both started laughing. This was a joke. Of course, there's not slot machines in the lobby, but it was pretty funny, and it was a nice moment because we could all just laugh because our perceptions are not real, and we just play into that with humor.
There you go. Well, gosh, Jayne, you've been in Las Vegas about 23 years now. Yeah. So let me ask, because I know that you're very active in the city. What's been one of your only in Las Vegas moments that you've had since you've lived here?
My only in Las Vegas moment. Well, there are many. And I think first of all, I have to say, I did not want to come to Vegas. My husband and I do a dinner show in town called Marriage Can Be Murder. We're now at the Orleans. We were at the D for 12 years and COVID, but now we're at the Orleans. But we were moved here by Harrah's to be at the former Showboat, which is now imploded. A lot of good casinos have been imploded. I've been here long enough to see imploded casinos. And we had a chance to come out here, and I told my husband, I don't want to go to Vegas. It'll be a cold day in hell if I go to Vegas. And then when we got here, it snowed, Rocky. So I knew the Lord above had been speaking to us. So only in Vegas would it snow, and only in Vegas would I, be affirmed and know that this is the city I'm supposed to be in. So I love Las Vegas. This is my home, and it is an awesome city.
So with all of the years that you've been here, surely you know some of the things that maybe only locals know about, things that some people say are secrets, but it's just kind of like inside knowledge of things that are going on in town. What is one of your favorites here?
One of my favorites, I do the Vegas activities or Vegas secrets. I have like a few of them. I do love the food here. The food is great here. And so there are a lot of these little secret side restaurants that you can go to. But my newest one that I like is called Setabello. It's a pizza place at the district. It's around the corner and tucked on the side. And they make these very awesome pizzas, with the 900 degrees made for a minute. Awesome little side place off the strip that's kind of cool. Of course, I'm going to plug our own restaurant that we just started in February that goes with our show, Cabri's Kitchen. We have a pizza oven too, but I like Setabello too. And Oyster Bar, Cheesecake Factory. But anytime someone opens something, Eric and I try to go and see how it is. But there is a place in Henderson called Todd's Unique Dining. And this guy goes fishing in Alaska, brings his fish back and serves it to people. So it's one of those, he's hunting and fishing and serving it to the people. And it's called Todd's Unique Dining for a reason. And I would encourage people to try it.
Very nice. Well, gosh, Jayne, I certainly do appreciate your time today. How is it that people can reach out to you and connect to you and your church?
You can go to our website at sincitychurch.com. We're also on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. It's pretty easy to find us. We're not hiding who we are, and we would love to have people join us. We are a small family church with a big heart.
There you go. Fantastic. Well, Jayne, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you for having us. Me, myself, and I.
And thank you for watching. Las Vegas Vantage is here for you. We have a new episode each and every week. And if you are looking to sell or buy real estate here in Las Vegas, please call me. I'd love to give you superior service. You can reach me at 702-743-7625. Email Rocky@RockySellsVegas.com. And please subscribe to my video channel.